Welcome to Fear-Free Friday. Today's quote comes from Les Brown, who said, "Too many of us are not living our dreams because we're too busy living our worst nightmares. We're living our fears." So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, my name is Christopher Diarmani, and it is my passion and my pleasure to empower nonfiction authors, perhaps a nonfiction author just like you, so you can turn that dream you have of writing a book into your published reality. And one of the tools that I use to help you do that is to help you shift mindset so that you're no longer living in fear, but you're actually living in courage. You're using your courage to overcome that fear that can be so debilitating at times. So what's what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about living courageously. Living courageously is one of the biggest and best challenges you can ever face in your life. But it's tough to live courageously just for 10 minutes, let alone for an entire day. Or, as in the image shown here, if you're walking a tightrope across the Niagara Falls or something, oh my goodness, that's living courageously for a very long time in a row. But for most of us, trying to live courageously just for 10 minutes is a big challenge. So we're going to try and address that today. And I think today, Fear-Free Friday, beautiful day to do that. So for the next 10 minutes, join me in this little escapade. And if it sounds insane, if you think that I'm nuts for talking about this in this particular way, that we're going to make a decision, follow our decision with specific action, and then just turn that into reality. If that sounds a bit insane for you, that's fine. I just ask you to bear with me, and we'll see if I can't convince you of a better way. And if you are challenged by this, throw it in the comments. What is the thing that sets you off? I'd love to hear. Really would. And of course, no right or wrong answers, because we all are where we are, and we all are facing whatever we're facing. So, for example, the thing that's terrifying me today is probably not the thing that's terrifying you today. So the place where in my life where I need to be courageous is probably very different than the one that you have. And we're all human beings. We're all different. That's how this works. But just remember this really one important thing. This is an exercise in self-awareness. This is not an excuse to beat ourselves up. It's not an excuse to beat the crap out of ourselves. This is to discover more about ourselves and find a simple way of improving on it. So whatever word came up for you when I was talking about this, please throw it in the chat, or at the very least, write it down on a piece of paper for yourself. And if you didn't have anything negative jump out at you, fantastic. We'll carry on. But if it was something that was negative that popped out for you, whatever that word or phrase was that immediately came to your mind, I want you just to stop, take a deep breath, and let it go. Because you certainly don't need it. And you probably, I would hope, don't want it. So just let it go. And then we'll move on. So, what is the single most effective action you can take right now to move your book one step closer to completion? And if you're looking at me like I'm crazy, like this guy's looking at you right now, that's okay too. It really is. Write whatever that action is down. Put it down on paper in front of you. Make it tangible for you. And for bonus points, drop whatever that word or phrase is in the chat. I'd love to see it. So how long will this task that you just wrote down, how long will this take you? If it took you longer than an hour, then I would suggest that you've got too big of a chunk. I want you to take whatever that is and break it down further. So you have as many pieces, 15-minute pieces of that chunk to make up the whole. And there's a really important reason for this. We'll get to that momentarily. But you want to set a 15-minute maximum for each item on that agenda. And then set a 15-minute timer on your smartphone, start the timer, and then write. Because here's the beautiful thing. You will be utterly astounded at what you're able to accomplish in that 15-minute window where you forced yourself to meet this deadline. Artificial, completely meaningless in the grand scheme of life, but this beautiful, beautiful deadline that will put a fence around whatever it is you're trying to accomplish and force you to fill it. That's the beauty of the deadline. I love deadlines. I absolutely love deadlines. And I think if you try this out, I think perhaps you'll become a convert to my way of thinking on this particular thing. So if you enjoyed today's video, please like and share it. Drop a comment if something struck you, something resonated for you. And please connect with me on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All the links to my social media channels. One simple place, sleekbio.com/Christopher. Nice and simple. I like simple. So if you are like Les Brown's quote talks about today, if you're in some area of your life stuck living in fear, take a moment, grab a pen and paper, and figure out what is the one thing that you can do to overcome that fear, to use your courage to overcome that thing, and then banish it from your life forever, because you can. With that, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.